You want to watch the block or not, mate?
Cunt, it's fucking 7 o'clock, mate.
We can put it on this TV.
Surely my wife back home. So
Where you take precedence over the block?
Wait, have you started it?
Yeah.
Bugs needs an aircon in here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm fucking dripping.
Once we get 100 followers, that's when the money comes in.
Let's go
Ready?
start again.
Definitely first take. Welcome everyone to a new edition with familiar friends, as I like to say, since today. It is G'day Gridiron, TBC pending, but hopefully not for much longer. Pretty much set in stone, but we'll see how we go. Never know what happens. I'm joined once again with my two fellow colleagues. To my left, we have Flagger Masters, Slip Slop Slap University. To my right, we have Gus Steele, Blue Water High. And you got Mitchell Brown, yours truly, Mathletics University.
Monsters University.
No, Mathletics University. I'm not sure if any of you boys, it might be past Gussie's time, but
I don't know, a bit of athletics, yeah.
Athletics.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
A bit of typing tournament.
Thing, yeah.
Hey?
Typing tournament?
I know the spelling bee.
That's right, mate.
That's about it.
Okay, it doesn't really surprise me.
No, let's go.
Yeah, as you may notice, we're not here with the commander that he wants to be known as anyway. I don't know, not commander's probably not the best word, more
He's about
dictator?
as good as the Washington Commanders.
Dictator, captain, but with a private rank, I guess.
Mr. Right to everything, pots himself.
He is not here, but who knows? We'll find out how solid he will
Maybe
be
he
missed.
might not come back.
Yeah, who knows? We just didn't get a late replacement. But we'll see how this week goes. Maybe, maybe some changes come around.
Sunday might come round. No, might get him in.
Not here. Yeah, maybe.
Like in.
Maybe.
TBC on that one.
TBC on that one. But once again, boys, we're joined with another week of waffle. It's good to see you. Big week, actually. Finally, pre-season's done. I guess we'll go straight into the league news. Do you want to start with the big one, CD?
Let's let the man.
Yeah, he's
who's
been
wearing the
this.
Dallas Cowboys jersey himself address us and what has been of the week so far.
CD in brackets, going number one pick, Lamb, has just signed a $34 million a year contract. What do you boys think?
Just quietly too, while we're talking about that.
Second highest.
The CD contract only came out. Was it this morning or
No, it was
yesterday? Just
Yesterday
for our
morning.
viewers out there, we've had a meeting with HR and we are late. This is a Wednesday night shooting, so obviously if we were talking about it on Sunday, we wouldn't have known. So we are a little bit late, but nonetheless, the podcast will still be out in time.
But in all honesty, the teething issues are probably reduced this week.
Yes.
So they might even be uploaded just because quick.
Yeah, that's true. The teething
just
issues
because
are
we
out.
won't say what. But anyway, CD. So second highest paid receiver. I think that's pretty fair. Jerry Jones finally stopped gritting his 90-year-old veneers and paid the man.
He's dentures.
I mean, you got to pay him. It was drawn out a bit though. I think they'd lose points of why not just pay him straight away?
I think
they were always going to pay him, but why did that? Yeah,
make a show of it. It can't
know?
be any good for him.
Why are they dragging me out? You reckon?
Why?
Yeah. What?
Because Jerry Jones is probably racist.
Fucking racist.
His ego.
I think he probably should have been the highest non-QB paid in the league. Don't get me wrong, he started the season pretty late last year. It took him a while. It took a while to get the ball running for him, but he was arguably he's really good. And you notice on the ESPN apps as well now that the contract's been sorted, that question mark next to his name is gone. It's gone.
Lovely to see for Flagger.
Yeah.
Well, he's still going to draft you.
And I think he's worth it. I think
Oh,
CD's worth that and more. Every day of the week, I'd rate him big time as true wide receiver one out of the whole league.
I still like how he is at the moment. Jay Jett has been number one. I think he still deserves it.
Off accolades?
Well, just because he's put up what was he? I was looking up the other day because I've gone a bit higher on Jay Jeffs now.
You're a bit iffy on him at the start.
Before, but Nick Mullins, was it? He's QB for his last 6 games last year. He still put up 110 yards each game with a bum quarterback.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much QB proof.
I really would have liked to see Jedders have that full season with Kirk, with no injuries, like what he would have done.
He put up 1,900 yards, whatever it was.
Do you think that he potentially could have taken the yards? What's the word for it? The yards
record.
The yards record. If he had a full healthy season with Kirk, what do you reckon, Flag?
What is the yards record?
It's over 2,000.
over 2000.
just over 2,000. It's like 2091. Don't hold me to that, but I
Calvin
think
Johnson's got the record.
Megatron. Yeah,
I don't know. I reckon he'd get pretty fucking close,
yeah.
but like that's a lot of yards.
I seen come up the other day on Instagram. Like I always knew that Jamar Chase and Jedders and Joe Burrow at LSU in college football were very
Yeah,
dominant, but I didn't realize how dominant. Jamar
Mm.
Chase
yeah,
had a 1,800 season,
In a
and Jedders had
college
like
schedule.
1,500 as well. Like two wide receiver. Who would you even call 1 or 2 there? Like
yeah.
seriously,
Fucking at 1964 was the record, so no one's actually officially got
1964. So
2,000.
it's just under 2K.
Yeah, so Tyreek
He
was
was
on
close
track
last
if
year.
he played, but the thing is with the new game now, the new extra game compared to where Megatron played, obviously they got an extra game, but that's still insane that he's putting up that we've fuck it. Someone's out there, Stafford.
Who was Megatron's QB then?
Stafford.
Was it Stafford?
Yeah, I
That's
think he only got like 5 touchdowns that year, which is
That's a
still
big
fucking nuts.
that's a big accolade for Stafford to be a
He
part
just
of
chucked
that.
up there though.
Mm.
Yeah, like
It's
he just
what?
he just threw it up there.
Mate,
I remember
I
seeing
could
the,
have threw
the
him
good
for
old
that.
Fuck it, who's
montages.
down there?
I remember seeing the montage. Megatron be like, there'd be 5 players guarding like 5'11" CBs. You see all these like Cowboys hands come up, and then
then
this
here
big
comes
extension
here
just
comes his hand
like
up.
yoink,
He's a big boy.
mate,
Megatron. He's called
freak,
Megatron for a reason.
freak athlete. But yeah, I can't. I just don't know why I was drawn out. That's my biggest gripe from it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just
if it was going to be
it
like
just
this,
created unneeded tension.
yeah, I think it's just Jerry Jones wanting to be the center of attention. To be honest,
Yeah,
Another big thing out of news today. Forgot to mention. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in our chat though.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it's cut off day.
it was
Or leading up to it. So obviously, every team's come out with their 32-man roster.
53.
Is 53, is it?
Close.
Or the starting
They had to
32?
cut 32, I believe, from
They
the
had to
start of the
cut
season.
down to 32, yeah. So they've announced all that, and it was interesting. I pulled up the ESPN app and had a look at it, and it labels like it goes down in order QB RB, and then it has offset who the backup
yeah,
RB is and everything like that. But it goes down in true wide receiver 1, 2, 3 order, and something that brought to my eye as well. Seen on the San Francisco 49ers Instagram page too. Brandon Ayuk is labelled in their wide receiver room still, even though contract negotiations are still not there. And it's going to be interesting because Shutoff is among us. So I'm just.
I'll still keep him on there, but fuck it. I'm still getting lower and lower on Ayuk each day.
But the thing is, as well, he hasn't practiced with him. Like I love him, but it's really fucking starting to take a toll. What do you reckon, Fleg? What do you think? What do you think's going to be like? What do you think they're going
of
to happen?
Ayuk.
Yeah. I know you're not that red hot on him, but like,
Nah,
do you think
I don't
he
like.
will
I don't.
play?
I don't.
Or
I think he'll play, and I don't think the not practicing will matter either. Just because he's had those. How many seasons has he been there?
I think he's in year 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's
He's drafted in. He's drafted in
he'll be-
19.
yeah.
He's drafted in 19.
Yeah, so
Uh,
he's had
He's coming
those.
up
Like
the franchise tag.
he's not. He's not just coming into a random team with no chemistry. So I think if he does come in, it will be fine. He'll just slot back in pretty easy. But if he doesn't, then I can water off the duck's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Irrelevant can make any wide receiver look good.
Yeah.
Mr. Brock Purdy.
his
So.
his 2K rating is so low.
Who?
He's Brock Purdy, not his 2K. Sorry, his
Madden.
Madden rating. It's like 85 or something. I reckon he's just under. He has to be like an 89. I think he's
I
better
don't
than
know,
Jordan
though.
I
Love.
could still put up 3,000 yards of that Niners offense. So,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Anyone can.
Yeah,
I
I'll
could.
just dump it to
I could
CMC.
fucking yeah.
I can do
Hand it
that.
off. CMC
Little
done.
shovel.
I can run a little bit. So
More news coming out of camps as well. Elijah Mitchell, the backup RB for San Fran,
San Fran, he's
IR, he's out for the year. So it's going to be interesting now how much workload CMC is like. He obviously put up a lot of workload last year, but do you think that's like they still inserted Mitchell a little bit throughout the year? Do you think that extra little bit of load now that CMC is going to carry is going to cause injuries?
I don't think he's gonna carry any other extra load because I think they know
What
like
he's capable of.
where his limits are. Like you don't want to fucking push him, especially at the start of the season. You're not gonna throw him out for fucking 30+ carries.
Not at the start. You can't sprint a marathon, can you?
I think the bigger news was with Josh Jacobs backup.
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon, fucking the gripe of a lot of Aaron Jones fantasy owners because the Packers would always run him like for 2 yards, 3 yards a carry.
Yep.
No matter how they'd feed him 110 carries behind Aaron Jones. And now he's gone. So really, it's just Jacobs being the main bell cow, and the rookie Floyd Lloyd. I always get Floyd and Lloyd mixed up.
Stock just went up on Jacobs.
But Jacobs, like if he can gain about 50 running carries back, obviously it's only good
He was
news for fantasy.
going-
But like I understand it, but because I had Jacobs last year at the Raiders, and like
I'd imagine
he probably had like almost the most carries out of everyone like in the league,
Yeah.
and he still he just couldn't get yards.
Remember, the
But
Raiders were dog shit to start.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
the, look at the
yeah.
O-line differences. Like Green Bay actually have
I
a really
know.
good O-line. They do have
Yeah.
And they're
I
massive
wouldn't say
upgrade.
really good. I would say they have a good O-line,
Yeah.
and they love to run the ball.
Like
Like it will
Garoppolo
definitely
to Jordan Love.
It's like,
Like,
yeah, it's I
fair enough, Minshew.
he was
but-
going he was
I-
going like late third, close to fourth. I reckon he's going to be a late second now.
It is interesting, Jacobs, though, because he has a lot of wear on his tyres. Like the year before, he had he's pushing. He didn't have it, but he's pushing like 400 carries, which is fucking
Yeah.
insane. Like they just
That's a
fed
lot
him
of
the ball.
workload.
And for and he had a quad injury in England last year, which led to Zamir White getting involved. So the Raiders obviously don't fancy him that much, but
Interesting to see where Zamir White's.
I
gonna
would
finish.
love to see him put up big numbers. Though. I do like. I like Josh Jacobs. He's
Yeah,
a
I
good
do
man.
too.
old-fashioned running back, bruiser,
Very, very, very
bruiser.
truck,
Derrick Henry mold,
very truck-like.
very truck-like, just 99 truck
just
rating,
get to it. Like
80 spin move.
Big Blakey,
Yeah.
Big Blakey.
Just real quickly as well, there's been a few QB announcements as well. Bo Nix is the flavour of the week for the Denver.
He takes QB1, doesn't
He's
he?
QB1.
Yeah. I seen a thing
They
saying
finally,
that Wilson was annoyed or disappointed or
oh,
something.
Zach, yeah.
And it's like, but Zach Wilson had a great preseason. He closed out today, unbelievable. But still,
Yeah.
you don't go that high in a draft for a QB and not start them.
I mean, they're in rebuild anyway. They might as well get some fucking
Something out.
some reps into him. I actually rate Minshew. I think everyone's saying like it's a lose-lose with Aiden O'Connell starting, but I watched a lot of Raiders games last year with Devontae, and then overthrew balls for him were insane. So
wild,
I know Minshew can at least hit someone wide open. Like
The thing
I
is,
can't agree with that with
but
Garoppolo and Aiden
Minshew
O'Connell.
last year didn't.
He's dink and
just
dunk. He can't
didn't-
throw it 20
didn't-
yards.
He just
But
didn't do much at the Colts.
no,
Don't get me wrong. The Colts they don't have strike weapon players. They have
Taylor.
But like he's your RB. They're running Pittman at the one. Like he's not.
Yeah, I'm not saying
like
he's a world beater.
Minshew's not that. I wouldn't feed
But-
him if he was my dog.
But compared to Aiden O'Connell, he looks like Tom Brady. That's what I'm saying.
And then you
So,
you compare them both to Jimmy G, and
yeah,
he
it looks
looks-
like, but getting
you
rid
know
of
what I
looks
mean?
in the
He's a
equation,
Drew
and
Brees.
they've got nothing. So, yeah. I've for the main discussion this week, I didn't really since it's the end of the preseason. We're all keen, us boys. This is our Christmas really coming up.
Oh mate,
Like, how keen are we? How good?
Oh,
Preseason's finally over. The training wheels are off. We get to get draft season now. We've got draft coming up this weekend.
yeah.
And also just the NFL season in general. Great game to start with. We've got the Ravens versus Chiefs, who'll be absolutely
That will
insane for Friday for us, but Thursday game. But I just want to, I'm not sure if we have any big opinions for this. Why does Australia not give a fuck about NFL? Like, why do you think that?
No, like I saw it in the run sheet, and I tried to have a little think about it, and I couldn't really give you an answer. Pretty much, I would say they see pads,
True. That's good.
they
just think it's straight.
and if you're just like turn on TV, put it on the watch, without knowing anything, it is a bit of a shit watch with the ads, the stoppages, all that sort of stuff. Like it's just a bit slow. But yeah, I honestly don't know much why we hate it.
No, you're probably right there. Like the barrier of entry to watch it, like at least someone can go and watch league or even AFL. They can say, "What's the goal of the game?" Well, just get over the try line, pass the ball, run, tackle, or kick the ball through the goals.
Kind of same similarities.
But no, but NFL, you're like, oh, I remember, like, say my old man or someone will be watching it, and it's like, oh, so why can't he just chuck it to the big fella there? Well, that's the O-lineman. He's not allowed to throw it to him. Well, why can't he grab him? No, he's not allowed to grab it. It's a hold.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's that? Why do they have different positions? What does this fella do? Why is this? What does the cornerback do versus the big guy in the middle?
And
Like,
I think that's why it makes it so unique.
oh, 100,
Is
that's why I
because
like it.
there's so many like
Intricacies.
Yeah,
different
once you understand it,
bits
it's
that-
really really fun.
like
But-
I'm pretty biased on it. I could nearly say that I prefer my American sport things over
100%.
Australian.
100%.
yeah,
Like wait,
right.
Somebody like that. And we're back.
and we're back. No, like I used to be massive on my NBA, huge,
Mm.
like more than I would be on my NFL. But like the NFL, like we might need to quickly turn that off and on again. We'll just
Pay your
keep.
power bill, Aiden.
Boz is trying to have a rave down there.
Like, just go into the switch box, fuse box, trip the breaker off. You can just leave to the other one if you want.
Yeah, run that. That's not bad. Set the mood.
And now Fleeger, get on that couch. Oh, here we go, the main event.
Whoa! Whoop. Hey, nah. All right. So we'll go sit back down.
Yeah, so you're going. So
So yeah, I'm biased on it. I prefer my American sports over my Australian sports. Like I said, I loved my NBA back in the day, and then NFL just like it just took over, it consumed. But I think why Aussies don't necessarily get around it as much is because um, how am I trying to say this?
Well, it's on shit times as
because
well.
it's on
that's
a
a big
shit
one, actually. We
time,
didn't
but
even think about
also it's an American based game. The game
Yeah.
was founded in America.
Mm.
That's where it's, you know what I mean? Like the Aussies go over to Vegas and play NRL at the start of the year now as the preseason thing, and they get around it. But I guess being based in certain country is going to obviously have more following.
Yeah.
You
And
know
there's
what I
no
mean?
like grassroots. No one grows up playing gridiron at school or anything like that. Like you don't see
Nah,
any.
the closest thing you'd have to is last play tackle when the
Exactly.
teacher's not
Someone who
watching you.
thinks they can throw a gridiron and it's like no spiral at all, and they think, yeah, I'm a quarterback. But
I reckon I couldn't even pick
also,
up a
I
golf
think it's
club, to be
changed though recently.
honest.
I think this is like an outdated thing, but is the length as well in the stoppages.
Yeah.
But if you look at Australian sport now, a lot of that's getting like I keep using an NRL example, but there's a lot of stoppages, stop start in that now with video refs and that sort of stuff. I know a lot of people with gridiron, they say the 2 minute warning, and like some teams up by 21 points, and they're still taking 3 timeouts. Why do they get timeouts? Like
It's like
it's just
NBA.
getting
It's like
drawn out.
NBA, man. That
Yeah.
final,
NBA,
that
fucking
I
final
2 minutes
2 minutes
fucked.
goes for about
Yeah.
half
It's
an
forever, and the
hour.
team's getting blown out.
I can
And I'm
barely watch
sitting there
NBA.
trying to eat my smoko in,
I think
half
that's a
hour,
big
45
barrier.
minute
Yeah.
break, and it's like, oh, final 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too
And it's
long.
even worse in a tight game, I think. Like, some people say, oh, it's like, let's get the nerves up. Like, I think it's just drawn out. Like, just
Yeah.
let them play. Like, let the boys play.
Let them play on.
But, yeah,
I think Flegger hit a good nail on the head and said the shit times.
that's probably the biggest logical one as well.
Or
But
actually,
also, I guess, like we're coming into like now, like our parents didn't grow up with social media. They
Yeah,
didn't
that's
have
another, I was
they
going
didn't
to
have the
say.
coverage. So like obviously when
YouTube.
we all have kids that like we all like and you can watch anything now. Like back then when your parents grew up, like they didn't watch shit. They just watched the footy
in the
or like on
news.
the local TV.
Yeah.
That was
Current
it.
affair.
And
Neighbours.
then
They didn't have TikTok.
why are you saying that now? While that we've got access to the internet and we've got all these streaming services and
That's
stuff
a big
like
one.
that.
Yeah.
Red
Another
zone on
big
NFL.
thing for
Sports bet.
sports bet. You give us more money,
There's
you
the
will
money.
get more money. Another thing is like there's between KO, Foxtel, and I think it's Seven Mate. They're the only three streaming services without paying for NFL subscription that play games.
Yeah.
Like, and it's on Monday, 5 a.m. And like the fact that there's only those three that have them, I think like they if they want Australia to be more like involved in it, and the Australians want to be more involved in it, I think they should branch out, view more games live, and maybe even open up like an NFL. Like we got Fox Sports Australia and a rugby league channel now.
Yeah.
They should maybe have an NFL, and like I've seen where they stream it as like there's 4 or 5 games going, and they'll just click between two, whoever's in a hot possession.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
In all honesty, maybe Australia's sport, because they're like grabbing so hard for rights now, they're afraid of losing market share to other sports as well. Maybe they don't want to branch out. That's why they're not investing so much in it. But yeah, like it's
It's frustrating and annoying.
well, and if you look in the alternative, like what are some things that you would draw at? Like, because I'll be honest, I thought of all those stereotypes before because I wasn't as big in it. Like it's slow, stop, start. They're not as fit or like as other players or athletes. But I reckon the biggest draw now is what Flegel was sort of saying with the highlights and the bigs, like real culture now with short clips and that sort of stuff. Like I think NFL is such like it's even better than NBA for highlights.
Oh,
Like if I think that's where they can really tap in, where say you see Mike Evans catch a 60-yard bomb.
You see
You know,
ABJ.
I
with
think
the
that's really good for
one-hander.
that TikTok culture where it could grow more because you don't have to necessarily watch a whole game of NFL to enjoy it.
Highlights.
Like look at fantasy. That's what half of it's based on. We don't actually watch all the games that the players
No,
play.
I just sit there around the
But if
corner
we
and just
see
scroll.
that,
Update.
Amon St. Brown had 8 catches last drive, I'm going to watch that.
Why'd it have to be the sun god?
And Netflix
'Cause he's-
documentaries, quarterback and receiver.
Yeah.
You don't have to be into NFL to enjoy that.
And I'll give the Americans one thing: they can create drama. Like if you watch a football live for those documentaries, they get you hyped the fuck up.
Yeah.
But in Australian sport, they're a bit more down to earth.
And the
But then
cornerback,
again, you watch Origin.
the cornerback blocks a fucking pass from the
Yeah, look at
quarterback,
that.
and he's like, nope, not today.
Yeah, that's the
and
biggest
in your
play.
face, like dogs going
Like
at
a
him.
fourth stringer quarterback, he carries on like that's the biggest play of his career.
Yeah.
Like,
The hype between, I always refer back to it, the Crosby and Mahomes, man, that's unmatched.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's the thing. You can have that battles which you don't see in Australian sport, where it's like a DB versus wide receiver, O line versus Mass like
Singer
Donald,
would have had his Brett Stewart.
Kelsey
battle
versus Aaron Donald, like those sort of ones. It's very one on one. It's a game within a game, and I
Yeah.
think that's the interesting part. And I think that's why fantasy is such a big draw as well. But
I'm just addicted to it.
can't stop me.
Bugs.
I'm just like, it's proper taken me in and consumed me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got another thing on the main discussion there, but I don't know if I'll unveil it this week because I haven't really got prepared for it.
What do you got? I'm in a shit position.
Yeah. Well, this is more of viewers, open for the viewers' input as well. I'm thinking about introducing a quiz segment for this show.
I
Now,
like it.
I'd like to think I'm not tooting my own horn. Gussie as well. He's watched it probably. He's probably the second longest, I'd say. When did you you've watched it for a few years
NFL.
now?
I'd be saying like proper die hard into it. Probably like 3-4
Yeah.
years.
Whereas to be fair with you, Flag, and
Yeah.
Potts, definitely Potts. He's like the last 2022 sort of.
Yeah. I knew NFL, but I never watched it or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Or studied
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm quite aware of the 80s players onwards sort of thing and the stats and all that sort of stuff that come with. So I was thinking to get ourselves up to date, almost like a late preseason where we have to sort of get our knowledge up. And between you three boys, I can get involved if you want. We'll see how we go. But introducing the rubdown with Mitch Brown.
the rub down with Brown, a
Rub
segment.
down with Brown. Yeah, the segment. It doesn't have to be every week, but I like the viewers as well. If they got any input, any questions, any trivia, any things like that we can challenge these boys on.
Mm.
And also, the main thing is that's fair. If you don't have any trivia, that's fine. But if you have some fuck punishments or even rewards for the player that wins, feedback even. I'd love to hear them because say next week I'd love to roast these boys and get a winner, get a loser, and either reward them or punish them.
Yep.
So say if I said, who was the leading receiver for last year's season? And Aiden gets it the worst.
Shit, I couldn't even.
He says,
Did we see that?
or what was the most?
Was he the leading
CD.
receiver for yards?
Actually,
Or was it
Tyreek
Tyreek?
ended up winning? See, that's a good question.
CD was wide receiver 1, but I think
Tyreek had
yards. So there you go. Or I could say, what was the total? What was the amount of yards that the leading receiver had last year? Whoever gets it the furthest off has to have a chili next week on.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so we're gonna go rub down with Brown.
Rub down with Brown, and I'm happy to jump in, but as I said, it might be unfair handicap because someone has to make the questions as well. But again, if anyone's got some questions, trivia, but definitely punishments, give them to me.
Yeah.
And
And I reckon we got another
free reign.
another segment in
just quietly, yeah, go ahead.
in punter's player in
That's another one coming up.
Flegger's corner.
I reckon, yeah,
Gamble responsibly.
Flager's tab smoke room.
Flegger's VIP
If
section.
you want money, get on board.
Roll the dice with Fleeg. But there we go. We got a lot brewing. That's basically what I was going to say. But I'm glad I had to get that out there so we can get prepared.
I'm down for it,
You
and
like
I reckon
that?
we could keep extending.
Doesn't have to be too insane, but we up the stakes maybe each week, and it really forces us to get our knowledge up to date.
I like it. Rub down with Brown.
So-
Choo-hoo.
But continue on with our fantasy segment. We're near the end of it now. We've got, funny enough, we're talking about CD and all those other ones. We've got our wide receiver fantasy rankings. So we're going to rank our fantasy wide receiver rankings going into the 2024 season.
We're starting. Do you want to go
Top 25?
same how we've been
Top
doing
25?
it? We go 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
Debrief.
Yep.
Go again. So like you'll say you 1 to 5. You then me. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So my 1 to 5 is number 1, Mr. CD Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
2, Tyreek. 3, St. Brown. 4, Chase. 5, Jetters.
Okay.
I love the same Brown love.
Yeah.
Okay. She got the member that's away. He wanted to still be involved in this. So you already reckon? I read him. I'll go him first, actually.
Say some fucked up ones.
So we got Mike Evans number 1, Derrick Henry as an eligible receiver as 2, and Steve Largent, a 1919 as Seahawks player, as number 3. He doesn't play anymore.
You know.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, what's his? Go.
Oh fuck! He sent me. Oh, he's actually sent me some. I didn't even see some audio. Oh mate, we're not listening to 4 hours of waffle. Let's see what he says.
Hold it to the mic.
Yeah, g'day fellas. Thanks for having me on the show this week. Thanks Gussie for the inclusion. I really appreciate it. So my top 5, we'll start at number 5. We'll have Mr. AJ Brown with an E. And then in 4th, I'll pick up Chase. In 3, we'll miss Mr. Amon Ra St. Brown with an E will be my 3rd pick. Number 2 is Mr. $38 million a season CD Lamb, correct me if I'm wrong, Hefliger. And then my first overall pick I will take is Mr. Tyreek motherfucking Hill.
Tyreek.
So actually, he had you except Tyreek and CD mixed in, but he had AJ 5.
Yeah, he had Jettas out of the 5.
That's
That's
Jettas out of the 5.
we'll
come back.
We'll
Yeah,
come
I'll
back
say
to
mine.
that.
Sorry.
But fuck.
So yeah, I'll go with the Flegger route. So 5 onwards. So give me 1 sec. Okay, here we go.
Flegger
So
started at 1.
Yeah, I started
I
at
got.
1.
Oh, we all started at 1.
I started at 1, Potts did
Pot
1.
started at 5.
I'll go at 5.
Fucking mad backwards, cunt.
I'll go 5. Justin Jefferson. 4 Chase. 3 Amon. 2 Tyreek. 1 CD.
It's clear that all our 5s are the same, but Aiden's. I've got CD at 1, Tyreek at 2.
Mm.
I've got Jamar Chase at 3.
Okay.
St. Brown at 4. Jettas at 5. The St. Brown and Jettas one for me it's catch-22. It can be 4, it can be 5.
Yeah.
The Jamar Chase one for me is big, just in the fact that he now has a healthy Burrow to start the season.
That was why I put him above Jettas.
And I don't know, Jamar Chase, man, like, even without Jettas, I'm pretty sure he put up a near 60 bomb last year. Benny Roberts had him.
He did.
But I'm pretty sure he had like 56.2, something like that. But then he had
on Benny's bench.
Then he had no Burrow for a bit. And there was games he was still putting up 30 points.
Oh yeah.
Jamar,
The upside is Jamar. That's the pick for upside.
Yeah.
I think. And again, we're splitting it. Like Flegger said, it's whoever you like the cut of his jib.
Exactly.
Really. Like, so what's his style do you like? But I put him on 3 actually, which is higher than.
Yeah, that's why I had him as well. Purely from a safety.
Exactly.
And
I think his floor's so much better than Chase.
Yeah.
Because Burrow's still health is in the air a little bit. Even though I picked Burrow as MVP.
The only down thing I've
if
got.
Burrow's
is,
not there, he's in the bin.
But he's got Goff as well. Goff
is solid.
Goff was okay last year, but he
and one's still got that insane. So that's just goes to show how he's the only one really.
I think
even Reynolds left. Like he hasn't really lost. Like there's no receiver coming in that's going to take shares away.
There's just Williams, and I think Williams could
and
have
Reynolds,
a great year.
Reynolds took some shares away from last year, and he's gone. So it's
Laporta took a lot.
The only thing I worry about is if the lines fall off, and 2, if Gibbs ends up becoming a bit more of a threat out of the backfield, who may still
he's on questionable at the moment anyway, so it'd be interesting.
But again, you're splitting hairs. Like Jake's definitely the upside. He can really. I could see him being number 1.
Let's address this elephant in the room. The old one, AJ Brown. AJ Brown.
So he picked him over Jettas. I know Potts is low on Jettas.
I think it's the QB stock that. I think it is.
I just think I've shown the corner. I was thinking even Jettas going ahead of Chase, in all honesty. But I just didn't do it because the upside's not there.
I nearly had Jettas over Amon. It's just.
I can see him being top 3 still. An ideal.
Don't get me wrong. I'd still take him.
Really, it was just his health last year. He still produced last year.
I'd still be taking Jettas. I just think that, just based off last year in Amon, he's above him slightly.
Oh yeah.
But Jamar Chase, I think for me, is like Jamar Chase could potentially be eligible for comeback of the year.
Yeah.
So
I think that I can't speak for Aiden, but I think he's more speaking on how down he's on Jettas rather than how high he is on AJ.
Yeah. Well, because he said last week that he wasn't going to take Jettas unless he was like, what was it, eighth
pick or early second.
Well, which he's not going to be there.
I think that's fucking pretty disrespectful.
Yeah.
But I can't argue because AJ's my number 6. Just spoiled.
Yeah, he's my number 6 as well.
We'll move on to our next one. That's pretty fair.
Keep same order.
Yep.
Go from 6?
Yep.
So my 6 is AJ.
Yep.
7, I've got Puka. 8, I've got Debo. 9, Garrett Wilson. 10, Mike Evans.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Let's get the man, the voice memo god. Hopefully they give us news.
Kicking off my spot 6 to 10. We'll start at number 10, Mikey Evans. He performed dramatically well for me last season as I picked him up, I think, in like the 8th round or something. And now he's found himself in the first round of these wide receivers. Number 9 is Puka Nakua. I just think I wouldn't pick him up any earlier just purely because of his injury events that have occurred lately. And then in number 8, Devontae Adams. I just think he has a better ceiling this year with Minishaw, believe it or not. But we'll see exactly how that goes. And then number 7, Garrett Wilson. I would pick him up there just purely because Aaron Rodgers is back and we get to actually see how he is able to approach that ceiling that we all know of. And after seeing some training runs, he looks quite good. And then number 6, I would take Justin Jefferson. I think his ceiling each week is going to be consistent, hopefully around 18, maybe 17 points, depending on how many receptions he's able to catch from that shit-ass fucking quarterback.
Fuck.
Minishaw, I love that QB. So I'll carry that on. 6, I got AJ. 7, no, I'll still stick with this originally. 7, Garrett Wilson. 8, Puka. 9, Devontae. 10, MAHJ. Marvin Harrison.
Pretty similar.
Yep.
I've got myself with AJ Brown at 6. I've got Garrett Wilson at 7. I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr. at 8.
Yep.
No, actually, I'm gonna put him at 9. I'm gonna be going Devontae Adams at 8, and I'm gonna put Puka at the 10.
Okay, so where'd you have Puka? Like
7.
Okay, so you're the low. Oh no, you and Potts are the lowest on Puka. You reckon just you're afraid of Cooper Cup
Yeah,
or the
we
Rams
all
in general?
know Cooper had a injury season last year, which caused Puka to be able to be true dominant wide receiver 1. I don't know, man. Cooper Cup is still Cooper Cup. Realistically, like
Potentially.
in 2022,
That's
he
true. Potentially.
in 2022 he had that year. He is still that guy. And
That's 2022 is a long time.
yeah,
in
but
NFL
the game's still very similar to what it was back then. But
They still
also
throw the ball. They still catch
they
the
still
ball.
throw, they still catch, they still score, they still tackle, they still kick.
years.
I don't know, just that. Yeah, I think Cooper Cup there being there, just like I can see a lot of load being shared between the two. And actually, there's a stat when Cooper didn't play.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure he was averaging 22 points a game. Once Cooper come back, it's down to 16. So
16 is still pretty good though.
16 is still great.
I definitely see the yellow flag. That's why I've got Garrett over him, which I'm probably higher on Puka than what my list might say though. But also, I think we're assuming though, well, that's all fair and like it's a yellow flag for me definitely. But that we assume that Puka's not going to get better as a second year. If that was as a rookie, and he probably had one of the best rookie receiver years of all time.
He did. He broke the record.
So with more chemistry, with a full off season, a second year player as an almost undrafted player, his upside might even be higher than what we're giving him credit for. And also, Cup's injury history isn't reliable, so he may not just be there either.
Another elephant there. Yeah, Devo Samuel.
Yeah,
so
Devo.
high.
Because he likes him.
I think I can generally see where you're
Smile.
coming from in it, but what's your reasoning behind it?
We've
Do
talked
you
about
want,
this.
do you want my
He
Yeah.
likes him.
logical reasoning or just
Receiver,
my
the
reason?
doco.
You like him?
I like him.
Yeah.
He's good. Nah, I don't know. Like last year he was like riddled with injuries. Like he just wasn't himself. So I'm hoping for an injury-free season.
Maybe the AU
And he's
thing
dominant.
is
Like when Debo was in the game, they were unbeatable pretty much.
And I will give Flager credit for his upside is if Ayuk's not there, that's a massive target share that Debo could come back in. Because, really, they're interchangeable. When you got CMC, you got Ayuk, there's no real room for Debo.
And I'm
when you
pretty
have
sure,
one.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was wide receiver 8 last year anyways.
The thing is with Debo as well, though, they use him as a RB too.
Yeah.
So there's every chance if Ayuk stays, Ayuk goes to true wide receiver 1 with split with Debo. But if CMC needs that spell,
He might
still
actually
pretty much-
insert
get a bit
Debo
more
now that
out of it,
Elijah
yeah.
Mitchell's done. That's not a bad pick.
Mm.
I
8's still high for my taste, but,
Eight's still very
I
high.
think he's definitely got the upside. for it.
8 is high, but Fleg, I can see it.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
All right, kick us off with 11.
11, I got Devontae Adams. Number 12, Nico Collins. 13, Marvin Harrison Jr. 14, Ayuk. 15, Tank, my boy Dell.
Holy
Tank at 15.
fuck. Tank Dell at
Tank-
15.
Tank Dell, you made it.
You've got, okay.
Mate, I'll speak on it later. Just mate.
No, that's sweet, bro. That's sweet. Talk about it after.
Carry on.
Kick up.
So 15th to 11. In 15th place, I got Nico Collins, purely just because I think he has something going on that's a lot closer than what Diggs and Dell does with Stroud. And he's my only Texan in this top 25. At 14, I've got Drakey London. Towards the end of last season, I think he started really well. And I actually tried to pick him up off Flego, but Flego was having a bar of it. And just having Kirk Cousins there, I think, just winds that ceiling. And then I think 13th, I've got Michael Pittman Jr. Hopefully, Anthony Richardson stays healthy enough so he can sling him the pill. And then at 12, I've got Chris Olave. I think
Holy
Chris
fuck. Let's let Aiden take all those.
2 seasons quite well. And then at number 11, my boy, Mr. Marvin Harrison Jr. I just think that he's in for a good year, knowing that obviously Colin Murray's back healthy. So
Colin Murray.
he's,
Callum Murray. Alright.
Okay. So this is actually I split him in tiers as well. So this is like the next tier for me. So it works well. I've got 15. I've actually got Cup 15. 14 Olave. Third. Oh, geez, I disagree with this now. I look at it, but 13 I got Drakey London. 12 I got Waddle, and 11 I got Mike Evans.
Okay.
Right.
It's very different, isn't it?
So,
Where it splits.
I think from 10 to 25, it's going to be
Yeah.
very different.
11, I got Mikey Evans. 12, I have got Nico Collins.
Okay.
13, I have Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
14, I've got Calvin Ridley. 15, I'm going to go Cooper Cup.
We're very similar bar the Ridley pick. very
So the
similar.
elephant there for me is Calvin Ridley. Okay, fresh start. He was pretty good last year. Got a couple good games under his belt. I obviously understand that the Will Levis situation in the QB room is a lot different to what in relation to Trevor Lawrence.
Mhm.
But D-Hop being at the ripe age of, I think it's 32, slowly, looking as a more like a senior role player, like putting people under his wing and guiding them. It's going to open up a wide receiver one slot for Ridley, I think. And I think fresh team, fresh start is going to be what he needs.
Oh, just while I remember, actually, Aiden's team, I love it because it's like it's just showing he's washed. Like, got my name. Like, nah, in all honesty, it wasn't that bad. Mine's not too bad, but Pittman's a bit out there.
Pittman, yeah.
Pittman's,
I think everyone's a bit low on Pittman because Richardson's just going to.
And I hope for Aiden's sake that he comes out and has a great year just to prove us and shut us all up.
No, I do I would disagree with the Ridley one, but I can't really knock. Like, I did put Drake London there because of upside only. I'm still the biggest Drakey London fan. I think even if you look at the consensus, he's almost like top 10, being on top 10, which I don't.
I don't
agree
agree with it. But like
But
Aiden said, the Kirk Cousins
Cousins
ceiling
factor,
just
you know.
he likes that.
But I'm big on Waddle this year. I think there's also
Same.
been talks of even McDaniels has spoken about how they were force feeding Tyreek just for the sake of getting yardage. And Waddle's obviously talented previously.
I like Waddle.
And
I do.
He was banged up last year, so I think he's getting a bit underrated. Maybe I pushed him too high.
You'd be surprised.
But everyone's favourite, Mr. Consistent, Mikey Evans. Did he make everyone's list around here?
Yeah.
He was my 10, yeah.
Flagger had him at 10. But no,
I had him
I had
at
him at
11.
11.
So I think that's our one consistent.
That's just that.
That speaks of
that's
Mike
just
Evans.
that consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency.
You gotta
Do it all.
I think I had a few stray ones.
Tank Dell's the biggest
I
one.
will add
Yeah.
that
Nico was all in there for all us too.
yeah.
Okay.
I've got him at
16.
16.
Well, I've got to add that I don't have Drake London in my top 25
I don't really.
because I
I
hate
don't care.
him.
Yeah, fair enough.
I hate his guts.
You had him last year.
Yeah, and he gave me multiple
Absolute
goose eggs, so I'm not touching him. Tank Dell at my 15, Nico's at my 12. They're going to be putting up pretty much similar numbers. CJ and Tank are best mates, so they are.
The
No,
friendship
they
tax.
are
See,
good friends.
CJ got Tank onto the Texans.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah.
So I think Stroud's
got a
going
shot in the
to be
offseason.
having that. Going to have that magnifier out for
I
Dell.
think that's a major thing too. What Mitch Brown just mentioned was
Yep.
he got shot. He got
And?
popped. Don't get me wrong, he's still scoring touchdowns in preseason, but like, could that be an underlining health issue maybe as the
No.
season goes on?
clogged artery. I don't wish that at all. I hope he has a great
I had a
season.
great
I reckon
season.
that makes him run faster.
He's got holes in him.
He's
in
bang.
his-
Stronger.
He's got
He's a
wind.
bang and
He's
runs.
got some mental toughness about him now. No, definitely. This is where it's going to get strayed now. I reckon this 16 down.
Yes.
And it's
Alright, so we
really
go
going to get funky.
ready to head.
Go ahead.
I got Olave, 16. This is
Okay.
16. 17 DJ Moore. Fuck.
Oh,
18 Waddle. 19 Cup. 20 Metcalf.
Okay.
all right.
That's not. Yeah, too different.
DK. Yeah, I like it. What's Bugs got?
What's Bugs got? That'll be number 4 for him, won't it?
Now, 20 to 16. In 20th spot, I've got DK Metcalf. I just think that he's just probably going to be a consistent performer around this pick, so not taking him any higher. In 19th, I've got Cooper Cup. Now,
This is my
this all comes down to whether Puka Nakua obviously is injured or not within the first third of the season, because obviously he's injured right now. But again, too injury prone himself, so that's why he is at 19. 18, George Pickens. I think we're just going to probably see a lot better receptions to him this time
I like
around
that,
with
eh?
either Justin Fields or fucking Russell Wilson. So he's my 18th pick. 17 is Deebo Samuel. He's my only 49ers wide receiver in this top 25. I just think with the rushing upside that he has, the pass rush upside, I think he's just so much better than Brendan Ayuk in this regard. And then 16 is Zay Flowers. I think knowing that there's more through the middle with Derrick Henry and Lamar, it's probably going to allow him to open more up on the zone. So he's my 16th pick.
You want to know what's so
Have you
fucked
guys said Debo yet?
No, he's coming now for me. You know what's so fucked about that? When I was so hot on Zay Flowers and George Pickens in my mock drafts, you're an idiot. You're smoking crack. You're sitting in Macca's 24 hours. Mates.
So at number 20, I think that's 3 in a row. I got Metcalf. 19, I got Ayuk. 18, Devontae Smith. 17, Pittman. 16, Nico.
20, I've got Metcalf. 19, I've got Devo. Purely just because I reckon Devo is going to be great. 18, I have Devontae Smith. 17, I've got Keenan Allen. 16, I have George Pickens. And 15 is where it drops down for me and I go Olave.
Interesting about Keenan. I don't think I'll have him on top 25.
I don't have him in my top 25, but I've also got DJ Moore.
Sorry. Sorry. Stupid me.
Hmm.
Read my list backwards. Olave's not at 15.
What?
16.
He's at 16. 20.
No, he's in the next
Oh.
slot.
Oh, okay.
It's Brennan Ayuk
At
in my
16.
15. He's at my 15.
Okay.
He's at my 15. Brennan
Mate, we're
Ayuk.
just done. 15 was the last section.
Oh, sorry, 16.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Brennan Ayuk's my 16.
Well, Metcalf's the one consistent with everyone.
Yeah.
I think he's
20.
I think he's relatively safe floor. He's
Not
the
bad.
dominant, true wide receiver one there.
Yep.
Seahawks probably aren't going to do major damage, but he's always a threat.
George Pickens was 2 rogue ones that Bugs and I had.
Yeah, I don't have him. I am high on where he's getting drafted at, but I don't believe I have him in top 25 purely
No,
because
I don't either.
I like his talent, but he's got some dog shit slingers throwing it. And you got Arthur Smith as offensive coordinator, who was Drake London's coach last year and
I
Bijan
rate-
Robinson's coach
I-
last year.
I rate Justin Fields over Russell Wilson.
can't feed.
Reason I put Pickens in there was because he is clear cut of wide receiver one at that Steelers offense. And also an article came out the other day that Pittsburgh GM wants to pay him a true wide receiver one wage when it comes to it. So that him coming out and saying that, I think, is a bit of initiative and a bit of drive for Pickens to want to be better. And I think he's going to be good.
I
Yeah,
trust.
there's wanting to be better and then abling to be better.
Yeah, you've got a good point.
I trust Pickens. I don't trust Steelers. Like, I'm flat out if they're going to throw for 3,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. Which I just think he's capped by the offense he's in. But I can, maybe Russ has a fucking breakout year or something.
Okay.
Last one, we'll go through this one relatively quick, but these are going to be some.
Yep,
weird
so
ones.
my 21, I've got T. Higgins,
Nice, I respect that.
Amari Cooper,
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, Zay Flowers, and Pittman Jr.
Okay.
Okay. Number 25, I got Rashee Rice, not based on morals, but based on talent. 24, I got Neighbours. 23, Amari. 22, Stephon Diggs. And 21, DJ Moore.
Who's Bugs got?
Bugs has got.
So you got Diggs and not Dell.
Yes.
Wow.
100%.
I don't have Nico's the only one I got.
We've got two
Looking at
recordings.
the top 25 in pick 25, I've got Brian Robertson Jr. from the Jaguars. I just think that from what I've seen in regards to the film, he looks so much like more comfortable
film.
at the Jaguars than, say, for example, Cam Coleman does, or that Chicago wide receiver, the Dunzy, whatever his name is. He's just probably like my higher pick at the moment, based off what I've already seen. In 24, Diamond in the Rough, DJ Moore. Nothing really to be said here. You just take risks with him in regards to each week. So he's going to slot in there if he's available. Number 23 is Xavier Worthy. Now you could probably swap him and Rashid Rice in and out in order because Rashid is obviously in this last five. But I just think having Patrick Mahomes service him is something that's going to probably excite the fantasy points. Number 22 is Terry McLaurin. I just think that he's in for a better season this year because he actually did perform all right last year with Howard, whatever the fuck his name is. So I'm looking. And then pick number 21 will be Rashid Rice. Like I said, you could probably just interchange him and Xavier Worthy out. And honestly, it's just going to come down to like who's available on the board at the time. But knowing Rashid Rice and like how he has performed in the last couple of seasons, he's probably on a steady incline, if not maybe expect what he delivers with similar to last season. But then again, you can take the gamble with Xavier Worthy, knowing how amazing of an athlete he is too. But that rounds out my top 25. We'll finish on our last question. Gussie, mate, why did you pick all wide receivers from Tennessee and Washington as your top six? Cheers, boys.
That's quality. I wrote that.
That's good chat for them, but he's still fuck with.
Yeah, you go. Just be the bigger man.
21 down. I've got Olave at
Yep.
21.
Yep.
For my 22, I've got Diamond in the Rough more. He's just, I just can't speak highly enough of him. My 23, I've got Zay Flowers. My 24, I've got T. Higgins.
Mm.
And my 25, I'm also with Aiden on this, is Terry McLaurin.
Okay. Pretty respectable list.
Yeah, I was close to having Terry, and you had neighbours.
With a, actually, sorry,
I
with
did.
one honourable mention to not make that for me was Keon Coleman.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to put a Bills receiver in there.
I just
didn't have
think
the
he's.
balls to pick
I
one.
just think
I
he's.
just don't know which one it's going to be.
I think Keon's going to be the wide receiver one. He's fucking built.
Yeah,
He's
Curtis might steal some as
huge.
well. I just don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah, I was close to putting in neighbours, but I just can't get past Daniel Jones.
Oh no, honestly, if the same thing with the George Pickens situation. If he was in a if he was at KC, then fuck, I'd be taking him 10, 15.
What was the thing? They didn't even score a passing TD in the preseason.
And
All games, all 4 games.
don't quote me if I'm wrong. I can't remember besides OBJ the last receiver that had 1,000 yards for like a Giants.
Yeah,
Like, that's just
it's gonna be a rough season.
He's
for
going
him.
uphill.
He's
Like,
gonna be hating life by that.
two
probably 3
exceptions.
weeks in.
I just can't believe that they gave him 160 mil.
He's got legs. He's fast.
What they could have done is use stock in
He
the
hasn't had much
draft.
help either. Like,
Instead of giving him 160, they could have got a QB. I'd probably say it would have taken Jaden Daniels
funniest thing
and
was when
use
they
that
drafted
money
him.
that CD got offered and go, bang.
The two exceptions for me, which I actually want to include T. Higgins, I just think Rashid Rice has got the upside. I'm actually very low on Worthy. I think he's very potentially going to be not a bust, but for
Bust.
fantasy reasons, a bust.
Yeah.
But my big exception is I didn't have Debo.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
Worthy, just because like
actually.
he's either gonna put up 0 points or he's gonna go for like 3 touchdowns, 200
Who?
yards. Worthy.
And
Like, I feel like
PPR, he's probably going to catch
he's
like
either
2
gonna get
balls, 3
a
balls.
game where he's thrown to heaps and a game 3 he's thrown to none.
And I think what they'll do
And you can't put that in.
They'll put against an easier game. They'll use him. I think.
And
It's-
they got
it's
Hollywood
still-
as the same
It's still
type of
so
player.
hard to judge.
Marquise
though.
is out at the moment.
No, but like once he slots back in, they're basically the same player. So I don't see him being above, say, T. Higgins or
Yeah.
those more
I'd rather
reliable.
someone who
Even Calvin
come in-
Ridley, who I'd probably put 26, I'd be putting him above Worthy. But
yeah.
the upside's probably there.
You'd rather someone who you can bank on at least 10 points,
Exactly.
rather than someone who
Puts
might
up 6.
not
I don't
even
want to
get
be
a
starting
reception,
Worthy
like-
come playoff time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I think overall they were
pretty reasonable.
pretty
They were
reasonable.
good, yeah.
I think they were great.
Definitely.
I think I could have honestly honourable mentioned Tank Dell as well.
Oh, wide receivers are so
I've
stacked.
got Collins and Tank Dell.
That's what I
over
mean, like,
Diggs.
there's
Diggs ain't in
25,
mine.
there's still so many more. Like,
We could do 50, but obviously time chews up.
So good work, boys. We got tight ends next week. I doubt we'll do
I don't think.
Don't think we'll do defenses or kickers.
Yeah.
I reckon we could do maybe.
definitely not doing
We could
kickers.
do like a top 10 cornerback.
Let's
Cornerbacks
go.
would be
Why don't we
good.
do defense?
We'll do tight
Just
ends
straight
next.
defense.
Actually, straight defense would be all right.
Yeah, we'll do
Not
tight
even
ends
for
next
fantasy
week.
reasons. We could go.
Yeah, I think
NFL
for pure fantasy reasons, and then we can just maybe give a shout out to our favourite.
yeah, who we
Favourite
want, who we're
defensive
rooting
guy.
for. You know, who we're fist bumping for. Okay,
Tight
boys.
ends next week though, 100%.
Okay, boys, wrapping it up again for this week. We're going to everyone's favourite segment. Ours probably our favourite, I'd say. The waffle corner. I think that's
window
it's
liquor
a bit
corner.
unofficial, but the name I think is slowly growing with us each week. In honour, as I sort of hinted at the start, the pre-season's finally done. It's getting close to kick off, and we're celebrating. We're getting ready. We're partying hard. So I thought in celebration, in honour of that, we'd rate these touchdown celebrations. Okay. Now maybe just bear with us, viewers. YouTube or NFL might sue us for this footage, but we'll try to edit it in a way that's good on the eyes.
How many do we have, Mitch?
Well, we actually have 9, so we'll probably try to speed through this. But
Yeah.
it's quick 1 to 10 rating. 10 being, a great, professional. They rehearsed it. Everything's funny.
Yeah.
1 being something that your kids could do at a recital. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
piss poor.
School concert.
School concept, But I guess each one's subjective.
I don't care what you say in these. My number one all-time celebration will be Kirk Cousins saying you like that.
I actually don't have that in there, but we can rate that at the end.
That's right. You
Okay.
like that.
Bit of context, this is a massive playoff run from Marshawn Lynch, the Beastquake it's known as. It's a very basic celebration, but if Gussie could just... Oh, hang on.
Me.
A bit of teething issues. If Mitch could just get his shit together. This is Marshawn Lynch's Beastquake. If we can just bear with me.
While Marshawn Lynch is on the topic, like Seattle that year that they had New England. I don't know if
They
you've
should have
seen
won.
that.
Yeah.
They had.
They didn't pass him they didn't give
They
him the
didn't
ball.
give him the ball.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson passes it. The coach drew up that play and threw a pick. With
And
the dying
since then,
seconds,
Russell Wilson's gone on to commit 3 hate crimes.
that's just like saying that you don't give CMC the ball a yard out.
Yeah.
Like,
Here we go, guys.
all right, here we go,
So,
guys.
Pay attention to the celebration, not the actual run, because it was a beast run. Woo! Just simple like that. Hands on his balls, crotch, backflip dive.
I don't
team
think I've seen that.
celebrates.
Can we go again?
You haven't seen it. This is like insane. I don't want to show the run because it's an insane run. I'll be biased.
Fuck, I
Just
want
watch
to
the
see.
bit
I
of
want to see the
celebration.
run now.
It's the best run I've ever seen in my life.
Hand on
Grabs the ball
balls.
sack, leans back.
Do you want me to rate it from 1 to 10?
Just a celebration.
Purely off that, I would go 6.
6. Just a celebration, Gus.
Because I know there's going to be some good ones.
Doing one of these.
No?
Little snow angel in the air.
I'm with Flag.
I'm honestly, I love the run.
I'm
Everyone
not
needs
that
to watch
hot on
it
it.
once in their life.
Yeah, but that's
but-
not the point.
4. The celebration's
If
a
it was
4.
plays, we could have ranked it
The
higher.
celebration.
Celebration was basic.
It's
No
basic.
doubt he would have got fined for that too.
Yeah, and it was a bit, couple of kids' eyes. It's a few bonus
Now
points.
thinking about it too, 6 is probably a little bit high.
Yeah,
I'd
6
probably
is
meet
above
middle.
average. I'm
Maybe-
going to go
maybe
4.
5.
Yeah, 5.
Okay,
I'll
we're
go
about
5.
mid,
Happy with
mid
5.
celebration.
Yeah.
We're getting the next one up. So a bit of contest. This is Zeke Elliott. Okay, so we got Zeke going in for his touchdown when he wasn't washed. He's going here. Where's he going? Where's Zeke going? Okay, Zeke.
This
yeah,
is
he's setting the
foreshadowing for
track.
this year.
Oh, what's he got here? Okay. And he's got some money. Okay. What's he going? Is he going to donate? Oh, that's lovely of Zeke. And hang on. Oh, fuck. We'll go with that celebration. There's actually another celebration when he jumps into it and he donates himself.
I was going to say, there's a few people that have done that, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's actually jumped in the bowl.
Yeah.
Salvation Army bowl.
Yeah. I swear.
He jumped in the Salvation Army
Yeah,
bowl.
so
I
sorry,
swear-
apologies. That was meant to be up there.
I swear someone did that last year, then, no?
Zeke did it first, though.
Yeah. He's doing it this year as well.
Once.
Zeke.
I don't reckon he can
Hate to
jump that
say
high
it, I
anymore.
reckon I'm drafting him.
Okay, so what are we rating it?
Uh,
Jumping in the bowl,
jumping. If we go jumping in the bowl, I would go maybe 6.5
6.5.
Yeah,
because it's better than Lynch's.
I'll go 6.
I'm going 5 again.
5, yes. That's fair. We've got some good ones coming
I'm
up.
on my David Portnoy stuff, really being specific.
Hey?
David Portnoy, you know?
Gordon Ramsay reviews. Okay, number
It's raw.
number 3. This is a good one. I'll rate this one. Okay, Steelers. Steelers v Cincy, division rivals.
Smith Schuster.
This is Smith Schuster, a notorious. What's he doing? Oh, where'd he go? He's playing hide and seek.
Tag, you're it.
From a viewer, like from a funny point, I would go a 7.
7. You're like, well, Yassi doesn't like that. His
We're
reaction's
ranking
not.
up.
I fucking love
Oh,
that.
you love it? You didn't
I
laugh.
give that an 8, man.
Mate, I'm giving
Because what I think there's a lot more to it than just hide and seek. I think he's pretending, the person that goes and hides is pretending to be the defense.
Cool.
And
Are
he's saying
you
that-
thinking he's playing
And
that much
I'm
into it?
thinking he's going, oh, where's the defense? They've gone hiding because no doubt that would have been something immaculate from Schuster.
Yeah.
I give it an 8.
I'll give it an 8 for a different reason though. The camaraderie, like they actually partnered with. I love those ones where they G'd up with some other
I
teammate.
hope Miami's
So
ones are in there.
Chemistry building.
I've just thought of a celebration, and I hope it's in here. Because
God.
I'll rate it a 10.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it. If it's not
We're
in,
halfway there.
if it's
This
not
is number
in,
4.
then
Also,
Miami one.
also another Pittsburgh one. So ready? This is AB before he went AWOL.
Oh, I love AB.
This is nuts. Literally.
yeah, that's a good one.
I reckon that's shit.
I think it's funny as. I'd go 8.2.
Oh, jeez, it's getting better for Fleek.
Yeah,
What do you give that?
I've never seen that. I'm giving that a 10.
you know, saying it literally come up on my TikTok.
Man, that is
yesterday.
hilarious. I love
I'll
that.
give it a 4. Eh?
I
I'm not
think
even-
Like just you
It's
just
random. It's
He just goes.
If you watch it in slow motion, I'm pretty sure he tries to actually hold on to the post, but he misses and falls off.
I won't give it a 10. I'll give it an 8.5.
You've got to save 10. That's like perfect. Couldn't
I'm
get
saving
better.
a 10 for the one thing in my mind.
Okay, next one. He was a great receiver, but also a notorious like showman. Is To at his time with the Niners? So what's he got here? Oh, he's pulling out a little prop. What's that? Oh, he's signing. He's autographing the TD ball.
Oh, that's cringe.
You don't like that? All right, I'm
So
giving
it
that a
depends
7.
who he gives it to.
A Make-A-Wish kid?
Oh, it's just Aiden.
Aiden.
No, I'm joking.
I like the heart. It's heartfelt. I'd go a 6.7.
I'm giving it a 7. I love the use of the prop. He carried a fucking
Yeah.
marker in his sock.
Yeah.
When
He
you
knew he was
think
gonna
when you
score.
think about it
That's
like
true.
that, that's actually pretty cool. Pretty
Like,
cheesy.
imagine-
That's the
imagine-
confidence of him.
I don't like the cockiness about it all. But like if
AD literally
if
jumped
he's
through.
giving it to man, AB jumping in the nuts, fucking hilarious. If he gave it to
Oh,
a
okay.
Make-A-Wish kid,
Like that bumps up
It's
to a
10.
9 or 10.
it's 10
Yeah.
because I love fucking giving back.
He was a very flashy sort of player, so
Yeah.
that's fair. Okay, next up we've got KC, a very recent one, probably the most recent one on here. This is Tyreek Hill when he at his time with Kentucky.
Well, you've just crushed my dreams. This is the most recent one.
And then we got Tyreek. What's he doing? Oh,
That's funny, yeah. I reckon that's got to be. I reckon that's like a 9.3.
I'm giving that a 9. That's pretty much fair. Oh,
That is funny.
That's
Just Tyreek
hilarious.
as well,
He just
like,
goes
funny,
pushed
yeah.
the
he goes to
cameraman off the
cameraman
thing
and
too.
goes to
You know
record.
what? The cameraman actually got fired, I'm pretty sure. Or fined. For
Did
that.
he?
Tyreek's been doing lots of
And he
stuff. with
paid
the
for his
camera.
fine.
Did you see the stuff at the Dolphins?
Yeah.
He did a back. I think he did a backflip or something.
And
with
he
the
paid his
phone.
fine. So that even adds to like Tyreek
Yeah.
was just taking it as a funny thing and
I rate it.
I rate it.
I
I'm giving
rate
that
it
a
a
9.
9. I'm giving that
I
a
love
9.
the use of the
That's
prop.
hilarious.
That
And-
was good.
I wonder if he thought about that.
It's
Like
just
whenever
funny.
prep goes into
That's
these things.
hilarious.
This is a very classic one, iconic, not necessarily anything innovational.
Oh, how's the Duke?
But this is Green Bay's notorious Lambeau leap. Once we get Aaron Jones, that pains my heart. No one wants to see
Justin
Justin
Fields.
Fields. Here we go. This is all it is at Lambeau Field. He leaps. Very iconic one.
Yeah, I think
Very well.
I'd go a solid 8 just because it's good.
Mm.
Nothing crazy, but it's good,
I'll give it a 7 just based on the iconic factor.
and the crowd love it.
You got a 5.
5? I'm a big fan of.
Fuck 'em.
You don't like tradition.
It's just
It's
shit.
just boring.
Give me something to make me laugh.
Yeah.
Throw your nuts around the goalposts.
That's something different.
Do something. Go be the cameraman in the crowd and film, man. Like that's fucking elite.
Okay, so this one's actually used by multiple players, notoriously by Jimmy Graham and Tony Gonzalez, tight ends. But Drew Brees actually does it. It's the dunk. Drew Brees is very unathletic, but he still dunked it. Oh, I think it's pretty classic.
I think it's good, but it's probably a 6.
Yeah, I'd probably lean a 6.
Because like it's
I'll
cool.
probably give it a 7 just because of the fact that Drew Brees is.
Oh, the Drew Brees one specifically, I'd give it a 7.
Yeah,
'cause,
like okay, the dunk
like, how's the
celebration in
actual
general
in
of
general?
everyone, pretty
Like
mid,
6
pretty
foot,
mid tier.
6 dudes
But the
dunking.
fact that he's like was nearly 80 at that point, brittle as fuck, and can leap that high. But also there is one honourable mention. I don't know if you've got
Yeah,
it.
or
in
even describe it. Yeah.
there. When you know how Dwayne Wade does
Oh,
the
does
handoff
the
to King
LeBron?
James,
Yeah.
and he dunks it like that iconic photo. Devontae Smith and AJ Brown did that last year,
Really?
and there's a fucking sick photo. They did it. It's mad. I would have given that a 10.
I've seen the Vikings do the limbo as well. They get like they hold a dude over and they go like that.
Yeah, that's fucking
Like, and they
sick.
play
That's
leapfrog and that
creative.
sort of stuff. I like the team ones.
Is that all we got?
creative.
We've got, so before we get into the low light, this is the lowest highlight I could see. So I'm going to give you some time to analyze it bit by bit. But what was the favourite one?
Favourite was
Favorite.
I just said that as well. I said that as
Favorite.
well. So
uh, everyone says that.
You say it.
Huh?
You say it.
Yeah, I know.
You say favorite.
Yeah, I know. But everyone picks on me for saying it.
Sorry. Sorry, mate.
Nah, it's all right.
Shut up, Gus, you idiot.
Okay, not my favourite anymore, man.
What's your favorite?
What did I rate 9.2?
I didn't write it down.
Was it
It was
Tyreek?
either
It
Tyreek.
was Tyreek. Yeah,
Tyreek.
Tyreek's my favourite. Fuck.
What's your favourite, Gussie?
I'm going AB.
AV.
What is it?
And you're going to put that as your screensaver.
So much is because it's so
So
AB.
random.
Yeah.
It's 60k into a fucking goalpost.
It's hilarious.
On me with that.
Like, it's just funny because it's so dumb. I think, like, unique wise, it would be Tyreek. Like, that's
Yeah.
that's sick.
I think I've got to go Tyreek. I legitimately want him to. It's so random too.
I love it.
Okay, so a bit of context. This is the low light. We've had some good ones. This is not actually an NFL one, it's a CFL, so Canadian football.
I thought Taylor Atwood was in.
Hey?
Taylor Atwood played in this.
You're taking the
Oh,
piss.
I
What
know.
was his position?
Probably fucking RB or
I'll
something.
be a little midget.
I don't know.
Right, what do we got?
So QB scores. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
So just watch this bit, boy. I'm not going to really explain what happened.
Here's the flag.
Okay, QB, nice option. Nice, easy touchdown. Okay, just watch the QB here. Okay, he missed the spike first. He fell into another player. Look did anyone notice where the ball actually went?
Between the guy's legs?
Yeah, but look at this. So this is
What?
he spikes himself in the nuts. Let's watch that again.
Bro, how you a
He's
QB
so
and do
amped
that?
up. And not only did he spike himself in the nuts, look what happens after. And watches him
That is funny as. That's like who's that NBA player that bounces the basketball in his head? It's not James Harden, was it?
Yeah, Hardy
Yeah.
bends dead. Oh,
That's that.
But you just can't show that highlight to anyone.
fuck me. I'm so glad you showed me that. I put that as like in funniest home videos. That's a good thing,
Yeah.
man. That,
It's got
That
the quality
shot
for
was
it as well.
that's like
Imagine him like
Oh.
you know how like you'd show footy highlights or sport highlights to your family like on the DVD and you'd play it back, but he would cut at an exact moment like like and we'll pause it
dominance.
right there.
10 out of 10.
That is good. That is.
Stupidiness. A 1.
But I thought we just need to that appreciates the good even more.
Can I add in my favourite celebration?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
hit us.
Yeah.
Hit us.
The Jason Kelsey fucking doing these ones.
He like
Have
he
you
does the
Have you seen that?
Nah.
Because he's so out of whack with it all. Have you not seen it?
nah.
Can you pull it up?
Yeah.
For me, honourable mention
Oh,
would be the Miami boys.
what have they done?
They get
Oh, the
Raheem
roller coaster.
Mostert. Yeah, the roller coaster.
Yeah,
That's proper choreography.
yeah, it's I've seen him. You seen the video of
The
them
practice.
practicing it?
Yeah, and then also another one would probably be
Travis Kelce.
Jason.
probably the
Travis?
most iconic one for me would be Jeddah's hitting the gritty.
Yeah.
My it's a bit
This
of a
one is just like it's just
Or
pure funny.
LSU where they do the get the gap.
Yeah.
And they do it in the White House after they win the championship
This one just sums up like Jason Kelsey, like
as a bloke.
white boy can't
Here we go.
dance type. Just
Alright, what do
wants
we
to be
got?
involved.
That's Trav.
What is
Yuck.
this?
That's fucking
cringe. That's
minus
great.
one. Straight to
that's not
Taylor.
great.
Yuck.
Oh,
not
look,
that one.
That
He's-
is elite.
He's actually playing.
Oh, well, I don't think I could find that one.
That him flexing no shirt on in Buffalo. It would be cold.
My
It would be
my
freezing.
nostalgic one is Victor Cruz. He used to play for the Giants. He used to do the salsa. He's a good dancer. He always do the salsa, like a bit of Mexican. Yeah, he had a bit of flavor, so I like that.
Oh, yeah, just search up Jason Kelsey dance celebration, and it's here. Like he's playing.
We will get monitored by
Is he
YouTube.
actually?
We will get monitored by YouTube.
Big Jace.
Jason.
When did he score a touchdown?
No, he didn't.
He'd
But
probably celebrate with someone
'cause
else.
Who is it? I can't say who is it, but someone was doing a dance and he comes in, tries to join in, and it's the funniest thing ever.
I got one after this. I want to get in.
Yeah, that
Ready?
one.
Ready?
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 Wait, get it up. Right, go to the start.
This is so choppy for the viewers. Apologies. That's actually. He sort of nailed it, but he didn't even.
But he's just like so.
He's like Jason Garrett. Whatever his name.
Jaden Waddle one. Jaden Waddle's one is pretty good.
Is it?
Jalen Waddle. Sorry.
I'm sweaty, hey.
Yeah, I'm a bit sweaty.
We've done
Can
15.
you put one
We
more?
want
up?
to put one more on? Yeah. Last one.
Can you please go Aaron Woods, New South Wales Blues
Well,
celebration?
I'll be honest. The thing that motivated me was Brian Fletcher's grenade celebration.
So there's so many things in this one that we're about to get up for the viewers that is just like, ready, let's put it up, big screen. You got to watch the whole play. Shout out Blues, just quietly. Michael Jennings goes in, crosses the line. Yeah, the boys are cheering.
I think
Aaron Woods goes over. Ready, watch Jimmy go back. Watch James Maloney in the corner here. Ready? James Maloney comes in, celebrates, pushes the Queensland player over here, the 6, pushes him over, and then runs behind. Woodsy comes over the top, and then James Maloney, so he pushes the Queensland, he goes and he shoves fucking, I think it's Corey Parker back in the day after they scored the try, and then after he shoves him out the way, Corey Parker's looking for the fucking smoke, and James Maloney runs and scurries around the rest of his team, goes, waits for his big boys to get in there, and he's behind him going, yeah.
I've seen the slow-mo of it, and it is funny as.
Woodsy just flying over the top, eh? Fuck.
Well, since we're sweating, I think I'm set.
Yeah, I didn't realise we're doing a sauna session as well, but
Thanks, Aiden.
wait, cut.
Get some fucking.
But that was a good session.
was
it
good.
flowed great with 3. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
it felt like we didn't even have
No interruptions. No,
I think
the
we
noise
kind
was
of
good,
went a little bit
consistent.
better.
You reckon we went a little better?
Yeah, there was no arguing about the rankings when
And
he
how to
does
do
it.
it.
So,
and-
It was all we didn't have a single argument. But hey, Aiden, we miss you.
yeah, come set it up for us. Nick.
And just to round out the segment, I think I'm going to hand it over to Flegger
Oh, yeah.
for opening season betting tips. What do you got for us for round
Get on
one?
the spot.
Round one
With
what,
the
in the Ravens.
with the Ravens and Chiefs, what do you got?
Oh, okay. I've got the Ravens.
Ravens?
Who's home ground?
I'm going to say they're going to give it to Kansas because they won the bowl. I think
Yeah.
they'll treat it as like a pre-celebration to start the year.
All right, so there's a good value at the Ravens. I think the Detroit bet the Kansas last year, so they don't come off hot in the start
Detroit
of the
did
years.
beat them last year, didn't they?
Yes. So I think the Ravens are gonna absolutely wipe the floor with them.
So he's going like
You've
plus
got
10.
I've got Derrick Henry going for 1 rushing touchdown at about 70 to 80 yards.
Oof.
Zay Flowers 0 touchdowns,
Yeah.
and Lamar Jackson 300 passing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
You
No,
heard,
I can see
Chuck
it.
that in a multi and you'll
Get some big.
you heard it there first,
Retiring
folks.
your mum.
Either go down your local nimble or go and pawn your father's Rolex and put it on those multis for
all
flagging.
you need to do is chuck a
you'll be
fiver on it
fucking very rich.
and you can retire your mum.
But I think that's the segment we
You
can
get it here first. $5 retires your mother.
But we'll keep that going next week, so we might have a bit more bit more thought coming into it.
Now that
Yeah.
you've sprung it, I'll actually put together a
Your
good.
best bets. If you
I'll
had
put
$10
together
each
my-
week,
like
what would
it.
you do?
Yeah,
I like
Um,
it, Fleeg.
But otherwise, boys, thanks for another week. Went smooth, went great. Bit of laughs, bit of analysis. So really appreciate it again. This is G'day Gridiron, and
See you next week.
see you next week.
g'day, see ya.
Catch you, mate.
Let's go, mate.
Holy fuck.
I'm fucking sweating.